to go. I don't go no more. From now on, everything's gonna be alright. Don't go, don't go, don't go, don't go. Don't ever leave me.
Y'all, we back with another job, another dash repair. Y'all can see it. It's not in great shape, but we gonna turn it around. Look like they done had some kind of pad on it, cause I still see the glue where they pulled it off. You can see it's cracks here now. But we're gonna put a design up here. We're gonna put some mesh grill right here where the vent's at, and also right here. He said he's not gonna put the speaker back in. He just want the grill here with some lights up under it. So we're gonna do that. And it goes in a Donk, as you can tell. Not sure what year. I already done started the design. That's the design I used on the last one I did somewhat. I'm just gonna pretty much go by this one here. I'm gonna change it up a little. So let me come up with the design, then I'll cut y'all back on. I think I'm coming up with something. A lot of these lines I got erased because that was from my old pattern. I'll be using this here. And I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. See, it was right here from here to there. So I'm gonna make it from here to there. So I'll be erasing this line as well. All this gonna get erased. Then I connect these lines. Everything should be good. I think I done came up with the design for what I'm going for. The defrost vents and the speaker grill mesh. This gonna be able to, I'll be able to remove this in case I want to change the lights or something in the dash. So what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to make a frame all the way around it. So we're gonna come out maybe 1/4 of an inch all the way around. Then I cut that out. Also, I have to cut these here out as well. So I would say probably like this all the way around. Okay, I'm taking my ruler, going around, all the way around. Then I go back and connect the lines. Just trying to make sure it's even all the way around. Here's my frame. I'll be cutting out. First, what I'm gonna cut out the inside where the defrost vent set. Also, the inside of this here. Then I go back and cut out the insert itself. Then I'll come back and cut out the frame. Well, I forgot to tell you, I'm gonna be using the DeWalt circular saw just to plunge. Then I come back with the jigsaw to do the final cuts. I got all that cut out. I also labeled it. It's gonna be the right, left. And it's the middle, top. That way I know which way to put it. We're gonna save these because we're gonna press the grills in with these pieces here. Set them to the side. Then we'll cut out the insert along that line now. Okay, that's that. Got that cut out. Now, only thing left we gotta cut out it's the frame, because we're gonna put this part in the dash where this will sit down up in. But before we cut it out, we're gonna go ahead and try to shape it up some, make sure it's smooth. Because if we go ahead and cut it out now, it's gonna be real flimsy. So we're gonna go ahead and take our sandpaper. I got some sandpaper on a stir stick. Block it on down. Here we go. That's the frame. It's the insert. Now what we gotta do, we gotta bring this here. I'm gonna keep it together, so, because if you don't, it could push in. So I'm gonna keep it together and try to get everything traced out. So what now we'll do, we'll make sure we got it even up with the dash where it need to be. Then we'll take us a Sharpie, trace out where we need to cut. Let me show you my mark. I'm cutting out all this here. But I gotta, let me flip it over. I gotta remove this speaker before I start cutting. So let's take care of that. Before I cut the dash out, I might as well go ahead and put a backing on this here. That way it'll stay in place. It won't be flexing like this here, going up and down. And also, I have a base for it, so, you know, it won't just fall straight through. But this wood, I don't know if it's gonna be enough or not. Let me see here. Yeah, looks like we're gonna have enough. Barely, at that angle there. I'm gonna make sure. Oh, it's on the wrong side for one. Oh, that's the right side done. Okay. Might have was on the right side. Yeah, this is the right side here. First, I'm gonna make sure all my gaps lined up before I trace it out. I think this ought to be good right there. Then we'll take my jigsaw, cut this out. I still gotta cut some holes for the defrost vents. Okay, I got the vents drawn out. And you might be saying, it's not centered, it's off. It's more on this side than it is that side. Well, the dash actually made like that because the speaker is not sitting in the middle of the vent. That's why it's like that. Okay, now I glue my piece together. I'm not gonna glue this down here. I'm just gonna use it so I know how big the gap need to be. Be using some wood glue. Tight bun. Okay, I got that piece glued down where it need to be and some bricks sitting on top of it. Now we'll jump back over here on this dash and change the wood cutting blade out to a metal cutting blade because it's metal up under here. We'll go ahead and cut this out. Okay, that's cut out. Now we're gonna take our Monte tool and clean some of this out, about 1/4 inch. Clean it out down to the metal. See, I done started doing it right there. That's trimmed out. I'm ready to glue it. Not glue it, but I'll be using some fiberglass filler to hold it in place. That's why I wanted to get down to that metal, because it'll bond to that metal and the wood real easy. So once my piece dry, what I got glued down there, we'll start, well, I still gotta do some routing, so we'll do that next once it dry. Y'all gotta excuse my voice. I got a head cold. This weather, it's been raining off and on, so I got a little head cold. I hope y'all can understand me, but we're back out here. It's the following day. We're gonna put before we put this in the dash, we're gonna put a cove around this edge here. That way I can feather edge the body filler onto this and the actual dash pad. I'm going around the edge, just around the edge with a cove. Let me show you a cove bit. I already got one on my router here. But it's like this here. This a cove bit. Get a little closer. We're gonna put that around the edge. Then after that, we're gonna take the chamfer bit and go around the inside of here and also here. And let me show you that bit. This the bit here. All right, let me do that, then I'll cut y'all back on. Well, that's another bit too I'll be using. I'll flip this over here. And I'll take my rabbiting bit and kind of sink this inside. Also this here, that's so my speaker mesh has something to kind of sink down into. And let me show you a rabbiting bit. Well, that's a slot cutter. Pretty much the same thing. But this here's one here. All right, let me take care of that. There's the cove. That way I can kind of sink the filler from here to here once I connect the two pieces. That's what I'm gonna do now. I probably start in the middle, get this middle lined up how I want it. Put some fiberglass filler probably from here over to here. And once I get it lined up and the fiberglass filler dry, I bend my ends down because it's kind of like a contour. It's not flat. You see, I'm just working in this area first. Once this harden up, I'll be able to flex this, get it down. I got this where I want it, but I didn't try to put no fiberglass filler here because I didn't want to knock it out of place. See, I got this hammer pushing down on this here. Let me show you the filler I'm using. What a fiberglass filler. Duraglass. Here we go, y'all. I just wanted to cut you back on. Y'all see, I done did this side here. Fiberglass filler, that's still kind of wet. It ain't wet, but it ain't dry. You can tell it's still drying out here in this weather. But this side, the only side I got left, like I said, once I do this here, I can just push it down in place. Y'all see who done showed up too? He said cold.
Raw Customs, find out what that is. Y'all holler at your boy, man. It's cold out here.
Okay, I got that taken care of. It still ain't fully dry, but on this backside, y'all can see where I put that cove. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the sander and knock that edge down here so I can make that transition a lot better on this backside because it got a slant to it. Then I take some fiberglass filler and put on this backside all the way around. like I started right here. Here we go. Here's the back side where I put that fiberglass filler. So now, here's the insert. I never showed y'all this insert after I had did the rattling. Now we're gonna set it down in place. We're gonna put some neo magnets. Y'all can see the ends kind of lifted up, but it'll work its way down. But we're gonna put some magnets on to hold it down in place. But once I put that fabric on it, it should keep it in place, but we're gonna put the magnets, be on the safe side. We'll probably put one on each end here, one there, here. Probably, let's see. I know I put one there in here. Let me see if I got enough room. Yeah, I have enough room. Let me get these magnets out for you. Some neo magnets. We're gonna find the right drill bit, then we'll drill us some holes. I got the drill bit that I'll be using, the size of the magnets. But I'm kind of scared that I'm gonna split this wood because I don't have much room on this edge, so I'm gonna use a smaller bit to start the hole first. Okay, I started it, now I just open it up some. Okay, I got 4 holes. Each end, I got some here. The reason why I drill from the top, because I set it in here, then I drill straight down. That way my holes will be lined up on each piece. Then once I put my magnets where they need to be, I go back and put some body filler over those holes. But over here, where I didn't have much room at, you can see it kind of messed the wood up. But that ain't gonna be no problem, because once I put the magnet in, I come back with some body filler over that as well. Here's my holes. Okay, all right, I'm put the neo magnets on this piece here. I CA glued them using some CA glue. So now you want to make sure all the magnets go in the right direction, because if they're not, it'll be pushing off. So how we're gonna do this here, we're gonna put up some glue down up in this wood here around the edge. Then we're gonna take our magnet, this direction here. Push it down flat. I think I should have made the hole a little bit bigger. I'll take this hammer to tap it down. Should be good right there. Then we'll take our hardener. Hold it in place. We'll do that on all four holes. All the magnets installed. Then the piece, just sit down up there. Sit down up in there like that. I got the magnets kind of sticking out just a little bit. I can always shave it down if I have to. So now we're gonna move on. I fill those once I start mixing up some body filler. I fill those holes. So now we're gonna start working on the cracks. See how the cracks here? The cracks open up so the edges is lifted up. So what you wanna do, you wanna knock the edges down, bevel the edges so it'll be flat, because if you just put the material on there like this, you'll see these cracks. So we're gonna take our belt sander and just go around Make sure it's sitting flush. You don't feel that edge no more. So let me go ahead and knock all these cracks down. Now all my cracks beveled below the surface. Now we'll take some lightweight body filler, fill all these cracks. Lightweight gold U-Paul. We'll mix this fill up right quick. I think I need to put on another sheet. It's kind of cold out here. Feel it pretty thick. I'll rip my sheet off. Make sure it's mixed up completely. All right. We'll take some, put down in our crack like that there. We're gonna keep it above the surface some, so we'll be able to block it. But we don't want too much. Like that there, that should be good. You see? Lightweight body filler over all the cracks. We'll let this dry. Move to the next lightweight filler dry. Now what we'll do, we'll take our DA and put some 80, not 80 grit, we got 100 grit. Take this 40 off, put this 100 grit on here. You can use 80. We just trying to knock this down. We ain't trying to go down flat with the pad yet. We just trying to knock it down smooth because we're gonna wipe some more filler. And feather edge, make sure this here, feather edge with the rest of it. We're gonna wipe a skim coat over all this here. Make that transition a lot smoother. Let's get this out the way first. Okay, everything knocked down with the 100 grit, where the cracks. Also knock some of the high areas down where I put the fiberglass filler at back here. Then we're gonna take some lightweight filler, same filler, and put a skim coat over all this from here to where the wood started at. Just a skim coat. I don't really have to put none up here unless the crack's still kind of high. I'm just gonna do it from probably here down. From here over. Skim coat, lightweight filler. I already done started sanding it. I'm sanding with the 100 grit. You can see over here, knocking it down, trying to find my low areas. If I see some low areas, I just go back and put another little skim coat over the low areas. After I had hit it with the DA and knocked it down somewhat smooth, I came back with another skim coat, a lightweight filler. This gonna make your feather edging a lot easier than trying to put filler here and there on low areas. Now you can see it's a skim coat because you can see through the filler there. I gotta head to Memphis, do some work down there, so once I get back, we'll pick up from there. It's gonna be the same video. It'll be probably about 2 seconds for y'all. For me, maybe a week or two. All right, we're back from Memphis.
About to jump back up on the dash. My last video, we had wiped this skim coat of lightweight fill on it. Now we're gonna knock this down with the DA. I'll be using this DA here with some 80 grit, just knocking it down. Not trying to get it flat yet. We're just gonna knock it down and make our blocking a lot easier once we start hand sanding. This would look like after the knockdown. I also took the insert out right here because we're going with a different one. I had knocked all this down too because they had glue on it. It's looking good. I still got a few areas up here that's low that I'm gonna feel, like right up in here. Then this right here, where that crack was, it's kind of high, so I'm gonna take my belt sander and bevel that out right there so I can get some fill up in it. This here low, that's low there. Little low spot here too. But all in all, it looks good. So let me fill those areas and I'll knock those areas down. Then we'll go from there. Here's all my low spots. Finished up knocking everything down with the DA. Then we're gonna start blocking. It's really not gonna be a block because we're not trying to put no finish on this. We're gonna be wrapping it, so it don't gotta be perfect, smooth like we was trying to put a gloss finish on it. So we're gonna be doing everything by hand without a block. But I got some 80 grit here. I'm not going no further than 80 grit. 180 be good. Good enough to hold that glue because we're just gonna be wrapping. So I'm gonna take this 80 grit and just go around the entire dash by hand. It's pretty much like I want it with the DA, but I'm just trying to round everything off in case I put some cuts in it, sharp cuts, like these edges. Want to round it off. I don't want no square edge. So I'm gonna do everything by hand. Just going over it. Then we're good to go for us to sanding. Then we're gonna take a Sharpie. I got this metallic Sharpie, gold. We're gonna have to use, let me see. This gonna be one whole piece, this top, that's one. Then this section here gonna make 2, 3. So we'll have 3 sections of fabric we gotta sew together. But what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna take this Sharpie, I'm gonna make some reference lines. I'm gonna draw out where my fabric gonna be at, where it gonna end. That's where I'm gonna put my stitch at. It's gonna be like a stitch here, all the way down to that area there. It's gonna be a stitch here, all the way down to here. And then the reference lines is gonna help me position my fabric so when I start sewing it, I know where to sew it at. Here's my reference lines. Now we're gonna take some plastic and use that in place of the fabric. We're gonna get our pattern with the plastic, then we'll transfer it over to the fabric. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna, let me flip it over. Got it from Harbor Freight. It's a drop cloth. It ain't too thin, but it's thin enough to kind of maneuver, stretch a little bit around these contours. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna cut out plastic somewhat to size, then we're gonna take this glue, spray it on here, and start sticking our plastic in spots where it needs to be. Then we'll be able to see through the plastic and we can cut out reference lines. That's how we're gonna get our patterns. I actually just glued this section here, but the wind, it wasn't blowing too bad, so I got it marked out so I didn't have to glue the rest of it to hold it in place. Now I can pull this up You can see I got it all lined up. I'm gonna have my fabric go a little bit further than what it need to be on the back side so I can overlap it. This is what we got, and we'll do the other 3 pieces. Here's the material. It's like a gray color, and I had made it about 1/4 of an inch bigger than the plastic. This is for my sew allowance when I sew the pieces together. So I did all 3 of those. I still got to do this piece here for the insert, but before I do that, we're gonna press in our speaker mesh. This is the mesh we'll be using. It's the small diamond. So let me take care of that, and then we'll move on to the next. Now I'll be using these pieces here that I cut out for my wire mesh. But before I do it, I'm gonna put a round over. I'm gonna take a round over bit and put a round over on my edge. I can use this same one. I'm gonna put a round over on both sides. I can use it for this side as well. It'll fit. But I'm gonna put that round over. That way my speaker mesh will have a round over on. It just won't be squared off. Finished up with the round over. I had used the bigger round over bit. And I also found some scrap pieces of wood, and I had traced out these pieces here. So now I cut the inside out, and this is what we'll use. We'll put our speaker mesh on here. Turn this like upside down. Take a hammer, press it in. Okay, this is the first one. See, I got it pressed in. It's the other side. And how I did it, I just, let me take this out and show you. That's what it looked like after the press in. But let's say for instance, we're gonna use this one. We're gonna flip it over this way, because that's the top side. I put my mesh like over this here, make sure I got enough sort of press in. Then I lay my piece there. I kind of started without putting this on it. Started so it won't move. Once I start hitting it with the hammer, press it down a little bit. Once I get it down, started, then I come back with a sledgehammer, start tapping it down on each end. So you gotta Here's all 3 pieces. Now I gotta trim out all this overhang. I'm gonna trim it out so it'll sit down into the countersunk area that I had cut out. I'm using the blue Sharpie. You probably can see my marks there. Then I'll take some snips, trim it off. Trimmed out all my pieces for the insert. Now, this here, we're gonna have this lit up. Let me see here. Turn it around the right way. What we're gonna do, we're gonna cut a piece of plexiglass where it sit below this here. Here's my plexiglass. And I'm gonna have it just sit down up in here where that whole insert is sit on top of it. So my plexiglass is gonna have to come up this way. So I'll probably just cut all this out and glue it in place. Then we'll frost the glass so it'll be frosted. So let me come up with how I'm gonna do plexiglass with acrylic. Remove this backing. Disregard the blue Sharpie marks. I just used that to trace out what I was gonna cut out, but I kind of changed it up a few times. But it's gonna sit behind this mesh like this here. Now we're gonna frost it. We're gonna use 500 grit on the DA and frost both sides. So here's after the frosting. You can see through it if you get it up close, but I'm gonna have the lights sitting a little bit off of it. You ain't gonna be able to see the lights until I cut them on. Now we gotta figure out, see which side is what first. Figure out how we're gonna mount it into our dash here. I have to cut out this wood here, drop it down, or it might just sit in like that, to be honest with you. I don't know, I'll come up with something. Y'all give me a second. Okay, here's my acrylic. Like I said, I used 500 grit on the DA. I frosted the front and the back. I also cut out this area here. Let me try to get it in there with one hand, but it sits down pretty tight. That way, I'm gonna take some CA glue and glue it in place. I'm gonna tape up the front side so the CA glue don't seep through and get on the glass. Here we go. I got the acrylic in. I also sprayed some gray spray paint around here, even though it's gonna be covered up, but I just wanted to give it that uniform look. Let's flip it over. Now I'll show you the back side. We'll build our box for here's the back side. I had this back side taped off as well, but I done pulled the tape off. I sprayed some black paint around this because I'm gonna paint the inside of the box black. But I also cut some strips out. We're gonna just build it up all the way around. I'm not gonna put it exactly right here because I'm gonna have the LEDs hid up under, tucked up under. So I'm gonna push it out back like that. We're just gonna cut some out all the way around. These magnets might be in the way, but I just take a drill bit, make some holes to keep it in place. Y'all get the idea. Here's the frame of the box. I had to drill the holes for the magnets. Sit down like that. That way I can put the lights around. Now what I do, I take this here, make me a top for it. Just trace that around it before I glue it down. A lot easier. Here we go. Went ahead and sanded it down because I'm gonna take some black spray paint and paint this here before I glue it down. Also the back side of this. I might as well drill me a hole for the wiring on one of these corners. But that's it. All right, y'all, we're gonna make our first stitch. I'm trying to decide which gray I'm gonna use, the thread. Think about going with this darker gray here. It's the number 629. We're gonna be using this console, 206 RB-5. I got my material here. And first stitch, I think the thread count we're gonna use is 4.5. That's to sew both pieces together. Here's both pieces sewed together. Now I gotta do the French seam on each side. And I'll be using 9 for the stitch length. All right, see I got that seam there done, that French seam. I'm working on the last piece now. I just gotta do the French seam. I done sewed the third piece to the other two. All right, y'all. We're about to start wrapping the dash with our material. Y'all see I got my reference lines. I also got some lines on the back of the material. If y'all can recall when I did the patterns. We're gonna line those up. We're gonna try to do this front first, then work our way to the back. We're gonna do the front, do the side, then go to the back. And we're gonna be using a spray gun. I got this spray gun here with some contact glue. I'm gonna flip the dash over and spray the back side of the dash first because I'm gonna overlap all the material. So I'll be doing that. And also, well, let me see. I might go ahead and tape this up here. Try to keep that glue out from down there. Yeah, that's what I probably do. Tape that up, and then I'll start spraying it with glue. I'm gonna spray the back side, then I'll flip it over, do the top side, then I'll do the material. Okay, got it taped off. Now we'll start spraying.
already got everything sprayed with the glue. Okay, once it dry, you want to make sure it's dry to the touch, because if not, if it's wet, it's not gonna stick. But once it dry, I start right here on this intersection here, work my way over along them seams. Then I go to the back. On these like contours here, I might gotta heat it up a little bit. That's why I got a heat gun. Just gotta take your time. It's not hard, just take your time. So you can grab an old sheet or something to put on the area that you don't want to stick at the moment. It's just a helping hand. I just spread this over here, over the top. So in case the other fabric touch, I can just pull it right back up without it sticking. All right, we'll put our fabric over this side here. Try to keep it off my stitch line, because this one would be sticking. It's just a helping hand. When you're doing it by yourself, you ain't got nobody to hold the material up. Just get you some old sheets. I'm gonna grab my material. Try to place it right on this intersection here. Like I said, you just gotta take your time. And no need to be in no rush, because you might gotta lift it up a few times. You got a couple times to mess up and lift it back up. But once it stick, it stick. Like I said, I'm just gonna do a section at a time. See that area that's trying to stick already, so I'm gonna pull it. Make sure that's tight. Go ahead and get this line here out the way. Sometimes you don't need no heat gun. Just depends on the contours. See, I'll be able to pull a lot of access over into there if I need to get any wrinkles out, if I have any. See how I'm doing? All right, I'm gonna finish up. Now I'll cut y'all back on. Finished up wrapping the dash. Also this piece here. I did this before I did the dash. Now I'm about to put my speaker mesh in. I'm gonna be using a stapler, 1/4" staples, just to hold them in place. Then I should be about done with everything. Now we'll install our LED lights. We're going with blue into the box. Get this tape off of it. I probably put two. Two should be good. Fish it through my hole that I put in there. Yeah. Then I put another one. Going the opposite way. Tie them together. I think that's gonna be perfect there. What y'all think? All right. We'll remove this backing. You can always remove this cover in case you need to change lights or something. Do anything to it. I think it's this side. Yeah. I already got my screws, the holes drilled. All right, let me finish. Here's the results of the dash. Speaker mesh with the insert. It's an LED light inside this here. This used to be where the speaker set, 6x9. Deleted it, just put a light there. Tell me what y'all think about it. I'll plug the light up. Not sure if you'll be able to see it out here in this daylight. He's supposed to be bringing the car up and I installed it as well. Try to get some footage of it in the car. Let me plug this light up right quick. See if I can show y'all the LED inside. Okay, it's a blue LED. You'll see it a lot better once we get out this light. So when you pull up, we'll install it. Then I'll give you another look at it. This is the stitch. AC vents. Unsolved Mysteries. That's the name of the car, I suppose. All right, y'all. Chris done pulled up with the Donk. About to put some trim on it. Also, we're gonna install the dash as well. What year this is, Chris? 71. 71. I was finna say the wrong thing. 1971. Yeah. Yeah, I like it there. For real. Got the roaches on it. Wheel wood brakes. What size motor in it? 400?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
I say, yeah. 400.
How long you done had it?
Probably about 4 years.
4 years. This is what I want. This, like if I get another car, it's gonna be a Donk or a Cutlass. I see you got the trim in there. How's it going?
All right, young man.
All right. You got the doors locked, Chris?
I think I did, man.
I'll cut y'all back on once we get the doors unlocked. Started raining on me, so I wanted to get y'all a shot of the dash in the car with the blue lights. Let me plug it up right quick. Got it hooked up to a battery. Y'all see the blue lights there. That's what it looked like installed in the car. I didn't know if we're gonna slack up and get dark on it, so I wanted to cut the camera back on. Door panels, seats. I think he want me to do the red deck as well. But if he do, y'all know that video, it'll be coming up next on Solved Mysteries. Y'all stay tuned. Tell me what y'all think about it.